Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I get the topic started, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Scapegoat 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope everyone is doing well out there. I thank you for your many comments and participation on this channel. I really do appreciate you. I do thank you very much for your subscription to this channel and sharing my work. And for those that are supporting by the way of Patreon, I humbly thank you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, and you enjoy the content on this channel, please click the subscribe button to be a part of this channel's growth. And click the little bell to be notified each and every time I make a new video. And if you chose to share and like, that would be fantastic. Because that for one helps this content become more available to others out there searching for this type of content. And secondly, it helps let YouTube know this type of content is important. So every little bit helps. And lastly, if you would like to support by the way of Patreon, you can find a link in the box below to do so. And again, for those that are supporting by the way of Patreon, I humbly thank you. With that said, let's get on with the topic of today, shall we? Why does it seem narcissists never get into trouble for their negative actions towards others? Now, I just want to clarify this by saying, though it seems they never get into trouble doesn't mean they never do. Because they do. However, with that being said, I think we've all seen narcissists just skate through life doing bad things to one person after the next without missing a beat. All the while they don't seem to get into trouble. Heck, they might even get some sort of reward, such as at work, or a judgment in court ruled in their favor. And we just shake our heads and say, what the heck? How does this keep on happening? Well, here's the thing. And this ties into the question, does a narcissist know what they are doing? You see, the narcissist rarely gets into trouble for a few reasons. But one of the main reasons is they start their manipulation process from day one. Let's say you meet someone new that you are dating. The things they are telling you and telling others about you, all on day one, has it in mind of what the end result is going to be. And that end result is you being ruined. You see, the narcissist has had enough love bombing and then totally ruining that same person months or years later. To when they get into other relationships, they know what the outcome is going to be, so they start everything out with that in mind. This is why you hear, don't try to get into a back and forth with a narcissist. Do what you can to get away from them, and then let that be that if you can. Because the narcissist is oftentimes 5 to 10 steps ahead of you and everyone else that is involved. Many of these people, at least the smart ones, are playing chess, not checkers. They have it all mapped out and planned out. If you ever hear any of the old mafia guys talk about all of the bad things they did, they all say they were able to get away with a lot of what they did because they developed a system where they had every detail planned out. So it was very difficult for these individuals to get into trouble. Well, narcissists are the same way. So let's say you meet this new person that you think is great, and they are love bombing you. And you think, wow, this person is so into me, and they are so great. And though this person may be at this time praising you to their friends, they might find a way to throw in an underhanded dig, making it seem like you are a great person, but you have a bad temper. And they might not even say it that plainly, but they will say something or do something that will get those around them to second guess you and if you are a decent person or not. Regarding your friends, they will appear to want to do something nice for you, like set up a surprise birthday. This was my mom's favorite. And they get numbers from your friends, like let's say when you go to the restroom or something. And this is used to get a hook into your friends and talk to them without you knowing it. And they won't come out and say you are this or that. But they will find a way to get them to second guess you. And for them to see this person that you're with as innocent and sweet and loving. You see, the narcissists start early on establishing with others on how they want these people to see them. And they cast the light of blame onto the real innocent one. And that's what we know as the scapegoat. You see, the narcissist rarely seems to take the blame for most things they do. Because they usually start every situation off with setting up a scapegoat weeks if not months or years in advance. So for those that want to know if a narcissist knows what they are doing, the answer is yes. They know. Now, sure, does this process become automatic with them where it might not require much thought after a while? Much like more normal things for, let's say, you and I? Yes. However, the narcissist knows. They want to come out of a situation scot-free and clean, so they must make sure they select a scapegoat for this. And a scapegoat for that. So they spend a lot of time in almost every interaction they have with you and other people making this perfect yet ugly dance happen. You see, there is no real genuine interactions with the narcissists. Not with you, not with anyone. They are always working an angle or trying to establish one. Whereas you and I, we go through life wanting to have meaningful friendships and conversations with those we care about. The narcissist isn't like us. They are always looking for a way to get narcissistic supply. And for someone else to take the blame for the bad things they do. This is why the narcissist will say and do certain things to test to see who can see through them. And those that can see through them, they make sure they turn them into the target first. This is how many of us as kids were turned into scapegoats. I've heard that it has to do with age. Or birth order. However, I think it has more to do with who questions things and who doesn't. Ever since I had memory, there was a great many things my mother would say and do that didn't seem right to me. And I would question her about it. However, my golden child brother didn't. And my mother understood very quickly that she needed to get a handle on me and what others thought about me. Because if she went around telling everyone that James is honest and kind, or James is trustworthy, then all of a sudden I talk to one of these people about what is going on in my home, they will more than likely believe me. However, if they hear from the first word go that I'm a good kid when I want to be, but I bend the truth sometimes, or I argue with my mother for no reason, giving her stress, but she loves me. Well, what happened from all that was I was silently seen in a certain way without knowing I was being seen a certain way. My mother was always 10 steps ahead. And Susie was the same way too. The other thing regarding my mother, she was very eccentric, if that makes sense. And she made sure she picked out a couple of people she never ever stepped over the line with. So though they seen her as a little eccentric, they seen her as a loving mother that would never harm anyone. And those she would step over the line with, she made sure had no contact or knowledge of those few that she never revealed her full true self to. The narcissist is always balancing this part of their life, making sure the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. And always setting up moves and counter moves. That's their entire life. It's a chess game with real people involved. And even though those 2 or 3 people my mother never showed her full self to, they never at one time suspected that my mother was doing the many things that weren't so nice that she was doing. And if anyone dare tell these people the truth about my mother, they wouldn't believe it. And that's the power of the narcissist. Now, some narcissists are flat out annoying and have a harder time hiding who they are. But even then, they start early. And they, with let's say the powers that be, see them as eccentric but a high-producing worker with good family values. And they painted you or someone else over the last 12 months to be not such a good worker with questionable ethics. They will tell their boss how they have to help correct your mistakes all the time. Or they might make up a story about you not being a good parent. Or whatever. Now your coworkers might know this person is up to no good. But those that matter that are in positions of power have been already influenced how to think by the narcissist. So you end up getting demoted or fired. And they end up getting an entire position created for themselves with a bump in salary. How did they do it? They started early. Setting up a scapegoat. And getting others to see them how they wanted to be seen. These people are always on. Again, all of their friendships. Even those people that have known them for 20 or 30 years that have only seen the good yet fake side of them. Though that friendship was real for those people that don't really know the truth. However, for the narcissist, this 20 or 30-year relationship was nothing more than a tool for them to maintain a certain status of fake honesty and decency amongst others. Because everyone has a role in the narcissist's life. You see, when a narcissist meets someone, they scan this person. From things they say, their position in life, their financial situation, and they assign them a role. Now these roles can change. However, usually when they pick someone to be the one that never sees their bad or manipulative side, in most cases that role won't change. I'm not saying it can't, but I just haven't seen that role change. I've seen scapegoats and golden kids swapped around. But usually when the narcissists make a choice, this one person will never see their bad side. That's usually a firm choice. Because they always need someone to take their side. And if this person sees one thing that paints the narcissist in a bad light, their entire support system can fall apart. So this is the one relationship for that smarter narcissist that usually doesn't change. And it's because they pick these roles for people and they are always on working these people and their roles. The narcissist usually, not always but usually, gets what they want. And sadly, practice makes perfect. Again, think about the great white shark. As many people compare the narcissist to, they are swimming at the bottom out of sight looking for the right time to strike. They have perfected this way of targeting and going after their prey. They are mostly successful. So much so they make it look easy. And because they pick the right prey, and they stay out of waters most of time that has predators higher up on the food chain than they are truly masters at what they do. That's why they rarely get hurt by their prey and they usually come out on top. Well, the narcissist has the way they go after their prey down to a science. And they've done it so much it's easy for them. I bet they can even talk to themselves and laugh in their head when they are having a conversation with someone. They are that skilled at what they do. Now, why is all of this important? Well, for one, if you think you are involved with a narcissist where you are in deep, meaning you are married, you have kids and a house, and all of that, and you know, this is bad and not getting any better. As things never get better when involved with a narcissist. It might be time for you to get 10 steps ahead of this person legally. Don't try to save your friends that are being turned against you. Don't try to play the narcissist's game. Again, once you really know this stuff, you know that your friends were probably turned against you years ago. Years ago. And it's not worth blowing your escape plan by trying to reach out to one of these people in hopes you can set them straight. If this person is your friend, once you are safe and away from the narcissist, and this person reached out to you, you then might be able to talk to this person. But even then, be very, very careful. Because you don't know what the narcissist told this person about you and what they convinced them of about you. But with that said, use this knowledge to get ahead of the curve so you can escape. The other part of this is, so you don't blame yourself. Yes. As I've mentioned before, many of us have had codependent natures about ourselves that made us targets for the narcissist. And sadly even addicted to this people-pleaser lifestyle. However, this narcissist turning people against you isn't something you would think someone you just met or just started working with would do. They are at the top of the food chain regarding what they do. And they can effortlessly spin how someone views and feels about you. And because they have this down to a science, Most of the time, the narcissist will walk away from a relationship of some kind with someone else taking the blame for narcissist's actions. Hence the name scapegoat. The narcissist always needs a scapegoat, and if they don't have one, they are looking for one. Just like a top of the food chain shark in the ocean. With that said, was there anything said here today that sparked some thought? I would like to know. Please don't be shy and leave a comment below. Because the more we share, the more we grow. With that said, I hope your day is blessed, and until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.